Good evening, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. I was having a little bit of technical difficulties, even though I literally just went live 2 days ago to make sure that it worked. And then Facebook all of a sudden said I wasn't able to go live. But I rebooted my computer. That's the first thing techs always tell you, even though it irritates me when they say that out loud. But I did it and it worked. I didn't get any of the description written in because I didn't want to retype it in and then realize that it didn't work and have to start all over again. But hello, everybody. Welcome to my Tuesday evening Facebook Live. It's 5:45 here in South Dakota. I think it is 4:45 in Arizona, so I am a wee bit early, but I wanted to make sure that I had enough daylight to be able to do the project. So we are not at our campsite. We are at the cabin area, the um, restaurant area. We're in their back area. And behind me, you do see campers, but those are long-term campers. Those stay for months on end. We are on the opposite side because we're only here for a week. But it is an absolutely gorgeous view behind me, and I hopefully you guys are soaking it all in as well. Today we did the Mount Rushmore. It was absolutely breathtaking, so phenomenal. We were a little sad that we weren't able to take the Razor to Mount Rushmore. They do allow you to park in it, but we wanted to do the back roads up to Mount Rushmore. But it was an hour drive, little over an hour drive in our vehicle, so we couldn't imagine how long it was going to be if we had taken the Razor doing back roads. But that is in store for tomorrow. We're going to do lots of trail rides and back road traveling tomorrow. So that is what is going on with me. Let's point you over so we can start crafting. I did bring my glass mat to do the video on, but it was definitely putting a green glare on it. So I am just going to use the raw wood of the table and hope for the best. So if you're just logging on, say hi so I know you're here. See, this is the color that it was giving me, and I don't know if it's a setting in my computer or what, but hopefully my colors don't really look like this on my live. This is the set I'm going to be playing with. We are in September, so let's start working on our Halloween project. So it's Potions and Spells, and it has the coordinating dies. I am missing the cauldron die. It's actually in the toy hauler in another compartment because I was die cutting these on my way to South Dakota in the truck. So that's the stamp set we're using. And I did forget to mention this brochure goes live tonight at midnight, Arizona time, and it is absolutely gorgeous. We're allowed to show the inside of it. I unfortunately won't be staying up until midnight tonight to place this order. I usually do when it's a pre-launch of items that I definitely want. And I do want all of these, but I don't know if the Wi-Fi is open 24 hours at the cabin. Two, I can usually sneak out of bed and go place my orders and sneak back into bed, but I would have to crawl over a bow and then try to not fall out of the bed because it's a higher up than a normal bed, and then get out of the toy hauler. So it's just going to be a hot mess. So I will be placing my order. Long story, I'll be placing my order tomorrow morning. So if you haven't looked at this, it is online and it's the new scrapbooking brochure. So there is that. So let's bring in the card we're going to be playing with tonight. So it is Troils and Trouble. It is a Halloween card. I didn't put the basic white on the inside, but I will when I get back. But it's just something cute, something different, and something fun. I used lots of the glitter paper on here. I really don't think I think it's the lighting in the system. It's not the lighting where I'm at right now. But this is Granny Apple Green, Basic Black, and Basic White. So those are the colors that I use. And all of these are fantastic glitter paper. So let's get started. So I did go ahead and pre-die cut a bunch of these because I was working on them on the drive up. So this is the broom handle, and it is out of pecan pie. And then I have the broom stick. Well, that's the stick, the broom leaves. That is out of the In Color Glimmer paper. And I don't know where my mini glue dots went, so we are going to just glue this. So I'm just going to put a smidgen of glue. It's hard because if I forget something, I can't run back to the toy hall or run back to the craft room and get what I'm missing. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue those together. And then I have all of the spell bottles, the potion bottles. So the bottles themselves I did out of vellum, and then the spell itself is done out of the glimmer paper. So I'm just going to pull one each of these guys out. And I would definitely use a mini glue dot when I go to attach these, but we're going to improvise. So I'm just going to put a smidgen of glue. And for Thursday's live, I will try to figure out what is going on with the lighting. Because it worked perfect when I did my live a couple days ago just to make sure it was going to work. And I usually don't have an audience, and Bo is sitting to the left of me, and then there's a couple people upstairs on the balcony watching me. So it's a little intimidating because usually I just talk to you guys and I don't have an audience, but that's okay. So there are those two pieces. And the spill over kind of stuff I did out of the glimmer paper, but I didn't bring the glimmer paper to die cut it. But as our little magic box, I already have one done for you. So I just went ahead and put everything down with mini glue dots. Try not to get adhesive underneath the vellum that's showing because it will show through on your cardstock. So just make sure you put the adhesive behind the glimmer paper. Hello, Darlene. Welcome. I know I'm a little early. So there is that piece already put together. And then we have our card base, which is Granny Apple Green, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it at 4.25. And when you don't have your bone folder beside you, if you grab your ink pad and rub that on the edge, it works in a pinch. Oh, the wind is picking up, everything's blowing over, but that's okay. We'll put that on top. And then I have my memento, and I'm just going to ink up the bubbles. And this table actually isn't super bad to stamp on. I was really worried that I wasn't going to get a solid image, but so far it's been good. And I have my Granny Apple Green blends, so I'm just going to color in the bubbles. I did want to use my light Granny Apple Green for this, but I wasn't entirely sure which bucket it was in, and I could find the dark, so the dark works. And you know what? That's what crafting is all about. You use what you have, or you use what you can find. So on the drive out here, we left Saturday morning, and I literally started crafting right away. I crafted the entire time. I might have taken about 1 hour nap the entire first 11 hours, which is shocking for me because I usually sleep the entire way. So for me to only take an hour nap, and I think Bo was pretty shocked too that I didn't sleep longer, but I literally was crafting my heart away. It was so nice. But anybody who knows me knows I am not a neat crafter. So for me to only have a itty bitty space to work with, I had to keep it clean. So that was the worst part about it. So there isn't a die to cut these bubbles out, and you could definitely stamp it on the basic white piece, but I really wanted to emboss that layer. So that's why I am just going to quickly fussy cut. And you might hear noises behind me. People are driving around in their razors and quads and stuff. So if you hear noise, I do have my ear pods in, so hopefully it cuts a little bit of it out. So I'm just going to fussy cut around this. And I actually have been a fussy cutting fool lately. If you don't like to fussy cut, you definitely don't have to. But I lately have not been minding it. I've been doing it a lot. So there we go. And while I have this little smidgen piece of the paper left, I want to come in and do my sentiments. So I only want the toils and trouble. So I'm just going to ink that up. And, oh, perfect. It fit right on the edge. Let me find my lid. There we go. And now, yes, we're going to fussy cut this out too. I've just been enjoying seeing the designer series paper and the embossing folder on the paper that I don't want to hide any of that. I used to not like to fussy cut, and I used to make my friend Vicky do it all the time for me, but now I've come to enjoy it. There we go. So there's our pieces. So now we can go ahead and lay this down and put some adhesive just right on the ends. I'm going to put this up top. That's just going to hold it down so I can put dimensionals on the back and glue it to my card base. So I'm going to let that sit for a second, and let's bring in the card base and the granny apple green. So I only brought my larger blocks with me. So this little tiny image, we're going to have to make sure to be careful not to rock it to get it all over. So I'm just taking the little doodad stamp. It has a star, a couple stars, and a little asterisk signs, I think they are. And I'm just going to stamp the edges of my card base. And this is just going to give it a little bit of pizzazz. I don't know if I said hello, Darlene. I think I did, but I can't remember. If you're just logging on, say hi so I know you're here. I know it's kind of a last minute spare of the moment of me telling everybody that I was going live. So if you just watch the replay, that it's totally fine too. Okay, good. I just happened to look over and saw, and I was like, oh, I don't remember if I said it. Okay, so now that is done. I think I want one more here in the corner. There we go. And I think that's all the granny apple green we're going to need. And now our basic black is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. And I'm just going to attach this down. There we go. Here is our basic white, and it is embossed. It's 3 inches by 4 inches. Okay, perfect. And now that is dry, so let's put the dimensionals on the back. I had a full pack of the black dimensionals. They probably have flown away or something, but Stampin' Up does have black Stampin' Dimensionals. They come in a pack with 2 large and 2 small sheets. Now, usually I would use the large dimensionals for something this big, but I find that I use the large ones all the time that I'm left with the tiny ones. So I've told myself that I am not going to open a new pack until I use all of the small ones. So yes, this is definitely overkill, but I need to use up my small ones. And I'm going to have to probably put these dimensional pieces in my pocket so they don't fly all over. And I don't think I've ever have had to say that I need to put these dimensional pieces in my pocket. Okay, hold. They're all going in my pockets. Now I'm going to find them in my laundry. Not that I don't already. Okay, there we go. I'm going to put this right at the bottom. Put this right up top. And you could definitely tie a pretty bow and put it around your broomstick if you want. I didn't bring any of the ribbons with me, but I thought it was so cute and something different to do for Halloween. And you could, again, stamp this right on the basic white background so you don't have to fussy cut, but I really enjoyed fussy cutting it. So there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's live. Before I post it on YouTube, I will go in and put the dimensions and everything that I used for this card. And I will see everybody on Tuesday or Thursday. And hopefully we don't have any computer glitches and I can figure out why my coloring is a little off on my camera. Anyway, have a great evening, and I will see everybody on Tuesday with another live from the woods. Chat with you soon. Bye bye.